All right, first of all, we said that Jesus invited us into a relationship to follow him. He did not invite us into a religion. He did not invite us to follow a bunch of rules, but Jesus invited us into a relationship with him. And we said that your sin does not disqualify you from following Jesus. Your unbelief does not disqualify you from following Jesus. With all of your skepticism, with all of your doubt, all of your questions, with all of the sin in your life, Jesus still says, follow me. And this was completely and totally different than the religion of the first century. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, they would say, oh, you need to change first. And then maybe, once you change, then maybe, just maybe, then you can join us. And Jesus turned everything upside down. Jesus simply said, follow me, but you better be careful, because if you follow me, you will change. And we took a look at this verse from the book of Romans that gets very little airplay. Paul writes, it is God's kindness that leads us to repentance. God's goodness, God's mercy, God's grace that leads us to turn away from sin and to turn back to him. We learned throughout this message series that Jesus never promised us a pain-free, problem-free kind of life. And even with all the storms of life, with everything that we go through, he says, you know what? It's all good, even when it's not. I mean, it's all good. We're in God's hands. We're loved. We're forgiven. Ultimately, we have the victory, even when we don't like what we're going through. It's all good, even when it's not. That we can have such God confidence, such certainty in God's faithfulness that we have nothing to fear. We said that as followers of Jesus, you and I are called to be apprentices of Jesus. I mean, that's really kind of what a disciple is. We're an apprentice. An apprentice, you be with Jesus, you become like Jesus, and then you do what Jesus did. And we said that every morning, we're called to clothe ourselves. We're called to put on certain virtues. And Jesus says every morning, you are to put on compassion and kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, and self-control. And Jesus says these virtues, these characteristics, this is what I want you to be known by. That this is what I want people, when the world looks at a follower, this is what I want you to, how I want you to live. This is what I want you to be known by.